Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So today we're going to get on with making or finishing off the hardback journal cover and adding in the signatures, the closure, and I've got a little bit of rose trim just to decorate the front. So I'm going to show you, these are the signatures that I did here. So all as it was, like I showed you last time, was just I've got some copy paper which is tea stained. I've just cut each piece in half and then folded that together, so in each little signature we have got 20 pages, so there's 10 on each side, so we've got 60 pages in there all ready to go. I just tore it in half because then we've got no waste, and we're using the whole piece of paper, so that's really simple, and that's what I've based the actual cover on. So that's really good. I did finish gluing it up, so it's all really hard now, so it folds up really lovely. Here I added just a little bit too much glue on here, and I think it's just brought some of the rose colour through, which must have been under here through there, but it doesn't matter because this one's for me anyway. So be careful. I think I was just a little bit heavy-handed with the gel medium that I was using, but it does make it really hard and really sturdy. Okay, to put the signatures in, we need to make like a little template. So this is what I've done. I've cut it exactly the same size as the spine, which is here. I'm just going to show you how I did it. So which is, let's see, 3 centimeters by 15.5 centimeters and 1 3/16 of an inch by 6 1/4 inches. So that's exactly the same size as the spine. Okay, and how I do it, I'm just going to pop this onto here like that. I'm going to pop it on the actual front of the cover, pop it on, and then what I do, I just clip these on. Whoops, if I can just clip them on so they are in the right place, so that we can pop the holes in there just like that. So that's all level like that. Okay, and that's how we pop the holes. Now the spacing of the holes, what I've done, I'm going to show you on this piece. I folded the paper in half and I scored it down the middle, and then either side I've just measured 1/4 inch or it's 3/4 centimeter, and that's why I've just scored the lines down. So that's these lines here, so they're all nice and straight and even. And then what I did for these bits to have them, I just folded this in half like that. So that's where you would pop your middle holes, these ones, and then I fold it back like that, and then I folded out. I'm not good at measuring, but I'm good at folding, so we can find the fold lines. So it's really 1/4 of the half. So you fold that in half, fold that in half again, and then fold it in half, and that is where I have added the other holes. Okay, like that. So there's the holes here, and then you do the same up here. So you just fold this piece back like that, back down, and then you've got your score lines or your little hole lines. So you would pop them through there, and through there. It's the simplest way to do it. So then you've got your score lines that will go all the way down there like this, where I've scored down, and where the little they meet, that is where you would put your little holes. Just pop your holes in there like that. Okay, so that's what I've done here. So pop it onto the outside, so that's all nice and level on there, which it comes like this. So this is all nice, that's how it will come out, and I think it looks really nice and neat. So what I've done, I've got my pencil, no I haven't, I've got my little foam mat, I have got my pokey tool, my awl here, and all as I've done, gone through it, and I've just poked it through like that. just go through the holes, goes all the way through. Make sure you've got some foam or something underneath that's not going to hurt your table or whatever you're working on. So just push those through like that, all the way through. Now I'm going to lift this up just to make sure, there we go, so you can see your holes. Take this out, and then we've got the 9 holes there, all nice and even. So then we're going to take one of the signatures. I'm just going to take one of the pages off one of them. I pop these on so they're all nice and level. Let's just pop that back on there. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop that on here just so it's even in the top and the bottom, like that. I'm going to take my pencil and then I'm just going to mark there, there and there. Okay, so that's where we want to put the holes in. So I'm going to move this out of the way. I'm going to pop this, now I'm going to fold it the other way so that I can see the little marks on here. So let's just pop that in there. Make sure we're all nice and straight. Pop that back onto here. Now I normally do it in my book, don't I? Not on here. It's a lot easier on my book. So you open up the book just so you've got that little V in there to hold your papers nicely. Take my awl and then I'm just going to mark or poke a hole where these are. Okay, just like that. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the top piece out and I'm going to attach it into the next one in here, like that. So that will sit on here nicely. Pop that, so we've got a hole there, hole there, so we know that all of the pages are going to be in the right place, or all of the holes should I say. Clip that back on there. Take the next one, make sure they're all level. Push it down and then just pop through those holes like that. Take that off and pop that on there. Okay, and then this one goes back onto the first one, but I'm going to pop that underneath so the holes aren't so big, just so that we can hide it a little bit. So that goes in there. I'll pop that on top. So there we go. So we know all of the signatures are going to be in the right place. Okay. Then we need to get, we'll pop it this way so we know which way to sew it in. We need to get some thread. Now this is my little box. I'm going to use some of the wax thread, but again you don't have to use wax thread. You can use just cotton thread, you can use embroidery thread, whatever you like, but I'm going to just use some of this. I've got one of my needles. Now these needles, I've been asked a few times about these. I think I got them, I think they were embroidery needles, so have a look. I'm not sure whether I've got them on my Etsy storefront. I will have a look. Not Etsy, Amazon, but they are just embroidery needles, so nice and thick and long, because I've got these ones as well which are huge, which I've never used, but I'm sure I will find something to do with them. Now to measure the length of your string or whatever you're using, I just normally do it like 3 times the length of your little signature. I'm going to cut 3 of these like this. Okay, pop all this away. Start with the first one. Now I'm going to thread that through here. Pop that out there. I'm going to keep this. Keep that as your template. Now I want to make sure, it doesn't really matter, because they're plain papers, it doesn't really matter which way round they are. I don't know why I took that off. Leave that on there so your papers are in the right place. Now I always start in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to go from the back, so that's the front, so I'm going to go on the last one through the middle at the back. Okay, so I'm going to go through there, and then we want to come up to the top one and try and get through these holes like that. When you're doing it, it is a lot easier than sometimes when you see somebody do it. You'll find it. So then just go down through your end hole, the bottom hole, pull it through, and then we want to go back through the middle hole here. Sometimes this is the hardest one to go through. Make sure you go up through there like that. Okay, and then what I normally do, make sure you've got it either side of the middle one, and then just pull it quite tight. I don't do mine up yet. I'm going to wait now until they are all in, okay, before I tie a knot in there. So let's do the next one. Just thread the next piece of wax thread in there. Again, go through the middle, and then we're going through the middle one this time. So that comes through. Pull that through, and we go down through here, and we want to catch that through this hole. The more pages you have, the harder it is. So if you're new to it, have a practice on some scrap paper, just to give it a go. And then we're going to go back through the bottom one like that. That's right. And then we go through the middle there. Let's see if we can come up through them all. No. Let's have a go. Is that going to come through? No. What I'm going to do is take another needle. I'm going to just poke it through here, just like that, just so we've got a little hole coming through. It is easier when you do it. I'm just, it's a little bit difficult to do it on camera like this because I'm all fingers and thumbs, so that's not going to go through. I'm not the best at showing you how to do this. Okay, there we go, up through there. Right, let's take this off. Pop them either side of the middle bit, just like that, and just pull it tight. Take that off now. So then we have our 2 signatures in. So we'll just pop the last one in. See if I can make this look a little bit easier for you. Okay, pop that through. take the last one, so we go through the middle one, okay, and then through the middle one here, like that. Then we come up or back up through there, through these. If I can get it through. What I'm going to do is go through this one. Make sure that doesn't go back through. Sure we're in there, and then that comes through. Perfect. Okay. And then what we want to do is go down through the bottom one, like that, through there. And then we want to go back up through this one, through the middle. Let's see if I can make this look a little bit easier. Pull that a little bit tighter. So through there, and up through there. Now, I'm not going to make it look easier, am I? Let's just go. Let's see if it's here. Gosh. Thread the needle again. Go through the middle. Let's come up through there, like that, and then we will go through the pages if we can, just like that. There we are. And then what we want to do, pull that through. Make sure these are, one's a little bit longer than the other, just go through and pull them so they're a little bit more even. Okay, now make sure they are all straight, so that looks nice. Got there in the end, didn't we? So now I'm going to go through each one. Make sure they're pulled tight. Make sure this is all nice and straight, like that. Pull it quite tight and tie a little knot just around the middle thread. Now I'm going to just cut these off just to the end there. Next signature. Pull them nice and tight. Make sure that's all level. Tie your little knot. And I'm going to just cut these off. You can leave these dangling down if you want to and hang a little bead off, but I'm not going to on this one because these are just for me. Pull that nice and tight so they're all nice. You don't want it too tight, but you don't want it to be sort of like baggy. You want it to be sort of hold the paper well. So there we go, that's our little journals, our little signatures sewn in, and don't they look nice? I think that looks lovely. So we are nearly there. What we want to do now is just mark a little hole. So these are the little, it's like little ball screw, I think they were called. What you do, this is what I got. I popped a link on the Amazon storefront for these, so you can just take a look so you know what you're looking for. Okay, so all as they do, this is the top piece, and then we've got this little screw, and all as they do, they just screw in together like that. Okay, so what I need to do is make a hole. Just get mine, which I wasn't ready for. My little crocodile to make a hole. Let's open this up. So I'm going to use the biggest hole, which is the 3/16 of an inch. Now I'm going to measure on here. So this is just This ruler isn't really long. Just over, this is 6.25 inches. So I'm actually going to pop a little mark on the 3 inch. So it's just slightly above half. So maybe about there. So that is about 3/4 inch in. I'm going to do the same on this bit, so I want to do it this way. There. And with 3/4 inch in, so they're roughly the same. And I'm going to make a little hole in here, like that, which I have made them in the right place. Oopsie daisy. Another hole this side. Just poke. Oh, it's fallen out. Little hole in there. Okay. So this one is really simple. You just pop the little screw in through the bottom. Oops. And then you just screw that on. Just like that. Really, really simple. And that's how easy it is. And then you can just hook whatever you like around there, which I think looks really nice. And on this side, which I need my little brads here. So here we go. Have this little one so the colours match. Pop that through there. And I'm going to just this way round. Squash it together. Perfect. So you've got the little eyelet in the back and that at the front. And then what I'm going to do, I've got these little elastic bands here, so I'm going to use these. So let's have a little brown one. Okay, now you can use a little bit of elastic, but these are just like little hair bands and it works really, really well. So what I did, I popped it through here, just popped it through the hole, oops, and went around itself. So I've just pulled it through itself like that. Okay, so then what you do, you take that loop and pop it over there. And how simple is that? Really simple. And it just holds it together. That stays like that. And it looks quite neat, I think. And then that just comes up there and hooks over there. So I think that looks really nice. So there we go, guys. Simple little journal, and I think that's quite easy. I know I didn't make the sew the signatures in, so it looks quite easy, but they are, once you start doing it yourself, just have a practice if you've not done it before. And now I was just going to add a little bit of rose trim to the front just to finish it off. I thought I would just stick a little bit down through there, which I think would look really pretty. And again, you can pop whatever you like on here. Just, I mean, you can sort of like stick lace and all sorts. So once you start making these, if you're new, I'll just get my scissors, you can really give it a go. But these ones are quite simple. So you just need a little bit of sort of pretty paper, a little bit of fabric and some card. And you can make yourself a really pretty little notebook journal. So I'm just going to take that bit off if I can get the glue out. Just a little bit of 3-in-1 along the bottom, along the side here. Bit of glue on me. That wasn't the piece, was it? So let's just stick that on there. Like that. So that looks really, really pretty. And once you get confident about making a few more of these things, you can start adding little pockets and stuff inside as well. But I think this is really nice, really lovely little journal to make, and quite a nice little closure as well on there. So there we go guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you found it quite simple to do. Like I said, I didn't quite make the signatures look easy to do, but once you do them at home, I think you'll find it a lot better. So that's the other one that I did. So now I have two, and I think they look really, really nice. Okay guys, well thank you so much for joining me. If you have any other questions or anything, please do drop them under the video, and I will get back to you. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're staying safe and looking after yourselves, and I will see you next time. All right guys, bye bye.